Hi. In continuation of our previous chapter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I had tried to reach him via his mobile phone several times while at home to break the news of my dad's death to him, but his number was not reachable. I met his door locked and was about to leave for the church because he was always at home or at the church. I met a church member who reluctantly told me Lear was ill and had been admitted in a nearby hospital. As we were trekking to the hospital, I was surprised to hear the boy offer his condolence on my father's death. I wasn't even aware that he or any other person could have heard about my father's death. Many of my church members were in the hospital reception and they all came close to me to pay their condolences and offer advice, soothing words and prayers. The senior pastor pulled me aside and we had a short prayer session. He advised me to go to my hostel to rest for the day, then come back to see Lear the following day, but I insisted on seeing my boyfriend. I was told the visiting hour was over, but I remained adamant until I was allowed to see him. When I entered the hospital room, the frail figure on the bed didn't look anything like my Lear. He had been diagnosed with typhoid fever. The fever was so serious that he could hardly figure out who was standing in front of him. No wonder I couldn't communicate with him. Nobody in that state would have been able to make a phone call. After praying for him and stroking his thin fine hair, I placed a peck on his forehead and turned to leave the room but felt him stir. Though he couldn't speak, it was clear he wanted me to stay, so I decided to pass the night beside his bed. Dropping my bag by his bedside, I left the room and went back to the reception. Most of the church members had left. I saw just the senior pastor and a fellow usher. I told them I would pass the night with Lear in the hospital. None of them queried my decision, knowing how much we loved each other. I met the nurses on night duty and told them I was Lear's girlfriend and would be passing the night. They didn't object, but warned me to remain quiet and allow him rest properly. Lear's condition remained stable till the wee hours of the morning when he started coughing. His coughing woke me up from my disturbed sleep. I stood up, with the aim of dashing out to get a doctor or nurse, but Lear pulled me back. He gestured me to sit down. I did so without questioning him. Then he started speaking. I couldn't hear what he was saying because his words came out in a whisper. Consequently, I placed my ears close to his lips so as to hear him better. Lear's last words stuck with me for a long time. He said, "May your dad's soul rest in peace and may mine rest in peace also. Remember me in your prayers and promise me that you will love the next man that touches you more than you love me. I love you with all my heart, Ifeoma." I wanted to protest and stop Lear from saying such words, but on raising my head, his eyes were glassy with tears and he was staring blankly at the ceiling, dead. Lear was gone, he died in my arms. I just lost two significant men whom I loved in less than 2 weeks. I screamed and then passed out. When I woke up, I found myself on a bed. The same hospital in which Lear died. I pulled myself together knowing I had exams to write the following day. The pastor was also there to console and give, in less than 24 hours, his condolence once again. He also advised me to get up and try to go back to my hostel and study for my exams. We all know geology is not a course to joke with, and the school will not listen to the excuse that you lost your boyfriend and father at almost the same time. Pull yourself together and remember you have Jesus, he said soothingly. We prayed and I found the strength to get up from the bed. I was certified physically fit, mentally balanced and psychologically stable to go home by the doctor. I wondered how the doctor knew I was psychologically balanced because I was far from being psychologically balanced in my own view. I found it hard to focus on my GY 407 tutorial questions or textbooks. I barely managed to write all my exams that semester. My best result was graded a C. I promised myself to focus more during the second semester, which was my last semester in the university. My first semester results affected my GPA terribly. To be continued. Don't forget to like and subscribe.